Welcome to Learn Commerce PU online classes. Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Welcome to our first PU Computer Science online classes. In last class, we know that some important basic programming construct, and we know that such basic programming construct are classified into three types. First one is the sequence construct, selection construct, and we know that in our selection construct there are going to divide, or such one going to divide into four divisions. The divisions are, first one is the simple if, second one is about our if else here, and later third one is the else if ladder, or we can say about else if ladder, and in that two formats are there, and we already completed in last class. Now in today's class we are going to complete the last selection construct or the statement that is called as the switch statement. Okay, so this is the concept name. The name of the concept is the switch statement. So such switch statement is also called as the multiple selection constructor. So this is the other name, and also calling as the multiple selection constructor. And we know that in our switch statement, so the switch statement allows the statement to select one statement for execution out of a set of alternatives. That means here no any one condition is there. In case of our switch statement, many conditions are there, and it going to compare one after the another here. Maybe if any condition going to match, it going to execute the statement. So this is the most important thing about our switch statement. So clear the meaning of the switch statement. That means we can say that it allow the program to select one statement, and while we selecting the statement for the execution of the program, for execution, correct, no, out of a set of alternatives. That means here many statements are there, many conditions are there. It going to check the condition one after the another here. Maybe if any condition going to match, it executing the statement. If none of the condition are going to match, it is not going to execute the statement. Clear this one? Okay. Now after knowing some of the point about our switch statement, now let's the syntax of the switch statement here. So the first one is the syntax of the switch statement. So the switch in bracket, by using the parenthesis we need to write the control expression. Clear this point here? It is the control expression. Then opening of the flower bracket here, and some of the case label we need to match with the control expression value. So now just only how to write the syntax of the switch statement I am going to read here. So after opening of the flower bracket, case label 1 colon statement 1 semicolon break semicolon. Clear this one? And later next thing about our case label 2 colon statement 2 semicolon break here semicolon, and after that next thing the case label 3 colon statement 3 and semicolon, and also the break semicolon, and lastly if no more case label are there, lastly it going to execute the default statement, that is the optional statement. Clear this one? So the default colon default block semicolon break semicolon and closing of the flower bracket. Now just only I completed the syntax of our switch statement, correct, no here? So we can say that now laterwards I am going to explain what's the meaning of such a syntax here. Now let's, before going to explain the meaning of the syntax of this switch statement, now let's how to write the flowchart of our switch statement syntax. Okay here? Now in this case we know that we need to take some of the condition. So the condition is we need to match the control expression value with every case label value here. So just only by using the conditional statement, the decisional statement I am using is control expression. Clear this point here? Is control expression. If such control expression is matching with the expression value is matching with our value 1, case label value 1 here, then if both the value are going to match, the statement 1 going to execute. Clear this point here? So maybe the control expression value means this is the same expression whatever I written here, it is the control expression only. So if the control expression value is matched with our case label value, if both are equal, then statement 1 going to execute here. If both are not equal, then it going to check the condition second by using the control expression value with the case label value here. So just we are going to compare the control expression value with the case label value 2 here. If it is matching, then statement 2 going to execute. Clear this point here? If the first one is not going to match, if second one also not going to match, then sure we are going to select the next case label value. Correct? No? So going to check just only both are equal, both are going to match or not. So the control expression value is equal to the case label value 3. Clear this one? If it is matching, then sure there is no doubt here. If both value are equal, then sure this statement 3 going to execute. Maybe expression 1 not going to match, expression 2 not going to match, and also the third one not going to match. That means here lastly if it is not matching, no match, then default statement going to execute, and such a default statement is optional. Clear this point here? So this is about our sum point. So after that if it is matching, the statement 1, if it is not matching, no one expression going to match, on that time it going to select the default statement here. And lastly whatever I return, that is called as the statement n plus 1, that is called as the printing statement. So clear this point here? Okay, now this is the some point about our switch statement by using the flow chart. Now we are in the concept of our switch statement. We know that I already explained about the syntax of our switch statement and what's the other name of our switch statement, and also we know that some point about our flow chart of the switch statement. Now let's how it is going to work or the working of our switch statement. So when switch statement is executed or which is switch statement is going to calculate. First of all, in our control expression, the control expression maybe we need to take as the integer or the character. Clear this one here? Maybe in our control expression you need to take maybe as a integer. The integer is using to take the whole number. Clear this one? And the character is using just to take the character in our control expression. So just our switch statement going to take maybe the control expression as the integer or the character. First of all it going to calculate here, and later the control expression value is matched with the case label value. Clear this point here? So one by one the control expression value whatever is that going to match with our case label value in the given order, one after the another. And if a label value matches with the value of the control expression, when you are going to check control expression value with the case label value, if both are going to match, then here we can say that the control is transferred directly to the group of statement, one after the another it going to match here. But maybe here we can say that if none of the value not going to match, or if none of the case label value is not going to match with the control expression value, then the statement against default statement is executed. So we know that when it is going to execute the default statement, correct? No, maybe first of all we need to match with the control expression value, and first of all before going to match the control expression value with the case label value, we should know that whether the control expression value may be apply or maybe it is in integer or the character here. And after knowing whether it is a integer or the character, then only we can match the control expression value with the case label value. And if it is going to match, that means we can say that the control transfer directly to the group of statement, one after the another, it's just going to check whether it matching to such a case label value. If it is not going to match, it's going to move to the next case label value. So like that, one by one it's going to match with the control expression value with the case label value here. But if no one of the control expression value is going to match here, then surely lastly we can say that the statement against default statement going to execute, and the default statement, that means, is the optional case. Clear this point here? It is the optional case in this case here. And also when you are going to look at the syntax or the program about our switch statement. So in our switch statement, how I return switch, open the parenthesis, then control expression, close the parenthesis, next line opening of the flower bracket, case label 1 colon, statement 1 semicolon, and after that I used the break semicolon, correct no? And after that next line case label 2 colon, statement 2 semicolon, and break semicolon. So everywhere in each statement I completed the word as the break semicolon. So what about the break here? Okay, so we can say that the break statement, the signal, that means the end of the block or an exit from the switch statement. If control expression value not going to match with our case label 1 here, that means here sure we need to break this statement, and we need to go for to check the next case label value here. So just only we can say that the meaning of the break statement, that means here it going to tell about the end of the switch statement or an exit from the switch statement, or in simple words we can say that it going to transfer the control from next executable statement in the program. Clear this point here? So this is some point about our switch statement. Now let's we are going to complete one simple example for our switch statement. So in this example here we are going to display some of the week number. Okay here? So the question is to display a day number in a week using the switch statement. So the question is I am going to display some of the day number in a week using our switch statement here. So we know that whatever this simple program or maybe complex program, every program going to start by using the header file, and we need to use some of the header file that is depend on the program here. So the first one is the #include iostream.h. We need to input some data into the program as well as to display some data. So whatever the data we inputted in the program, lastly it going to execute. Correct no kya? So what's the data we inputted in the program, such one going to execute. So because of this we need iostream. The full form of the I is the input, O is the output here, stream is called as the object. The objects are input and the output. And second header file #include conio.h here. Why we using the conio.h? Why? Because the CLR, SCR, as we know that depend on the function. What's the function or what's the variable we are using in the program, depend on the variable, depend on the function. We need to first of all we need to declare the header file. So the second header file, that is the conio.h, that is suitable for our CLR, SCR to clear the screen. Clear this one? Okay. Now later the third header file. The third header file name is the iomanip.h. The full form of the iomanip.h, that is called as the input output manipulation. Okay. The input output manipulation, that means the calculation here. So some of the objects are going to use in our iomanip are the end line and the ZW. So what's the use of the end line? So end line is using, it works like our enter button. Clear this point? So what's the use of the enter button? That means when you are going to press the enter button, it going to blink the cursor in the next line. As we know that the meaning of the iomanip.h, the two objects are there. The first object is the end line and it works like our enter button. We know the meaning of the enter button or the users or the works of the enter button. It's just going to blink the cursor from the next line, and also it using one more object. The object name is the set W. Okay kya? So the uses of the set W means it leaving some of the spaces in between the number. If you are going to write 10, 20, you can't say the first number is the 20, the second number is the 20. So if you are not using the set W, that means it going to show the number as the 1020 here. But if you are using the set W, then sure it leaving some of the space in between the number. So this is the uses of the set W here. So to use the set W and end line in the program, we need to use the header file. The header file is the IO many input output manipulation. Okay, after completing each and every header file, what are the header files we need to use in the program, then later we are going to start the program by using the void main function. Okay, so when you are going to write the void main function, that means it is the starting of the program, and also the program going to start by using the opening of the flower bracket. Clear this one? And later we know that. So what's the variable we need to use in the program? Such variable declaration we need to write here. So the variable name is the day number. Clear this point here? The variable name is the day number. So such a day number I want to display maybe as a 1, 2, 3, 4. That means sure we need to use the data type. The data type is the int. Clear this point here? So the data type is the int here. So int day number. So day number is the variable and int is the data type. Just by using the day number, it's not possible to declare whatever the variable is that such variable going to declare depend or based on their data type or the suitable data type. And later every statement going to close or terminate by using the semicolon. Clear this one? Okay, now for the function, the name of the function is the CLR. For that we already written the header file. The header file is the conio.h here, and later after completing the CLR open close semicolon, now just I want to display some information on the screen. So maybe you want to display any information on the screen, then sure we need to write C out. The full form of the C out is the console output. Okay kya? And later it using the operator. The name of the operator is called as the stream insertion. They see out using the operator name is the stream insertion here. Then I already explained, that means maybe if any message you want to display on the screen, such a message going to display by using the double quotation. So any type of message you can write, but here I use the message as the enter day number. Clear this point here? Enter number, enter day number, any message here. So just going to start by opening the double quotation, and such opening of the double quotation, after completing the message we need to close the double quotation and also going to terminate or end with the semicolon. Clear? So this is the message, and such message going to display on the screen here. Now after entering the message, then sure we need to input some value to the program. Correct? No? So how we are going to input the value to the program? By using the functions. The name of the function is called as the sin. The full form of the sin, the spelling is the CIN. Okay, sin here, the full form is the console input here, and the console input using the operator. The name of the operator is called as the stream extraction operator. Stream extraction operator, and should remember it, how we are going to declare the variable. Like that only we need to use the variable while going to input value into the variable. Maybe if you are leaving this space, then we need to leave this space here, but correctly the valid variable should write without leaving this space. Correct you are? Okay, so this is about our day number. That means first of all the message going to display, and how the message going to display, on that time only you need to enter some of the day number, maybe the 1, 2, 3, any type of the day number we already given by using our case label value. Clear? Okay, and later next one, after that, now after displaying the message, after inputting some of the day number, now I am using the switch statement program syntax. So we know that first of all it going to start by using the switch here and also the day number, correct? No, so this is example for the character. Clear this point here? It is the example for the character in this case here. So the control expression value is the day number. So it going to used by using the parenthesis, opening and closing of the parenthesis, and after the switch day number, then we are going to write opening of the flower bracket, and we know that how the syntax of the switch statement going to write. So the case 1 colon, and this is the statement. If you are selecting, if the control expression value, the day number value is matched with our case 1 value, then it going to execute this statement. This statement is called as the Sunday. Clear this point here? Clear? ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೆ? ಯಾವಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಡೇ ನಂಬರ್ ಕೇಸ್ 1 ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಆಗ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಯಾವ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ? ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹೆಸರು ಸಂಡೇ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ದಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಆರ್ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ರೈಟ್ ಬೈ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಡಬಲ್ ಕೊಟೇಶನ್, ಸಚ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ or such statement going to execute. Okay, so this Cout and this Sunday, that means it end line here, end line is that it going to execute one after the another if it is matching. But if you want, you can write the end line or without end line also, it's okay. So if you don't want the end line after the Sunday, you have to use the semicolon. It is just only the example. Later we will learn how to write the program. Clear this point here? Okay, now later if it is not going to match, then sure it using the break statement. We know the meaning of the break statement. The break statement is used and exit from the switch statement, or we can say that the end of the block here, or transferring control to the next executable statement in the program. And later, so like that it going to just match the day number value with the case 1. If it is matching, this statement going to execute. If it is not matching, then it going to compare with the case 2 here. If such case 2 match with the control expression value, then statement 2 going to execute. The statement 2 is the Monday. If it is not matching, then it going to check or match with our third case label value here. If it is matching, then this statement going to execute. If it is not matching, that means it going to select the case 4. Clear this point here? So like that only one by one it going to just compare, it just going to match the value with the control expression value with the case label value. But also we can say that if the control expression value is not going to match with the case 1, case 2, case 3 and 4, 5 and also the 6 here, if the none of the label value matches with the value of the control expression, then the statement against default statement is executed. So default statement ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಏನು ಬರ್ದಿದ್ದೇನೆ, default statement ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ statement execute ಆಗ್ತದೆ, this statement is the invalid number. That means such a number not going to match. Maybe if you are using one number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, till 7 number it going to match. But maybe if you are using 8 number, whether in our case 8 number value is that, no, that means here it not going to match with the day number value. Maybe if you are using the number 1 to number 7, that means sure some of this statement going to execute, any one of this statement going to execute here. But maybe if you are typing the number after entering the day number, if you are typing the number 10, if you are typing the number 8, 9 after the 7, whatever the number if you are going to type, that means sure it going to execute one statement. This statement name is called as the default invalid number, or whatever the message is that. So here the message going to display as the invalid number. Clear this part? So lastly, after providing some of the message, it going to stop the switch program. So clear no how to use here? So I opened the flower bracket, so such flower bracket going to close, and later finally the getch. So any program going to close by using the function like our getch, open close semicolon, and lastly one more flower bracket we need to close. Why? Because in this program how many flower brackets are there? This is the first flower bracket, and later next one after the switch day number I completed, I used the second flower bracket bracket, then sure how many floor brackets you are going to open. Such a floor bracket need to close in a correct place. Okay kya? So after the case, one floor bracket we need to close here, and after closing, then when you are going to close the program, before that we need to use the gets here, and lastly we need to close the flower bracket. Thank you.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.